Guys, welcome back to another Afterthoughts video. Today we're going to be talking about the Secret Society of Second-Born Royals. Kind of have to think about saying it. So first of all, I know I've discussed in other Afterthoughts videos how I thought they were going to be like a movie and they ended up being a full-on series. I thought that this was going to be a series and it turned out to be a movie. So that was kind of sad because I was expecting to have like more. So when it comes to like Disney Channel original movies, I mean just movies in general, but especially like when you're watching a Disney Channel original, you just expect it to be cheesy and like, you know, so like I'm a pretty easy person to please when it comes to these kind of movies because I expect it to be cheesy. I expect it to be, you know, just like slightly ridiculous, but like you still want to watch it. I mean, hello, my go-to movie is Starstruck, guys. So while I did like the movie, I didn't super love it. Like I didn't get to relish in the cheesiness like I usually do. And it's mostly because I felt like there was too much buildup of her, like the main character. Like, you know, Disney Channel original movies are only like an hour and a half and they spent like 30 minutes establishing that she is a rebel of the kingdom and that she, you know, doesn't agree and that she doesn't like fit in with her family and, you know, whatever. I just felt that they could have gotten that point across without spending the first 30 minutes of the movie explaining that she does not like being a princess. I mean, then, if they hadn't have spent 30 minutes explaining our main girl, then they could have spent more time on the actual, like, hey, this is the secret society. Like, one thing in particular that kind of bothered me was that they were all just, like, sitting on a bench and then it took them like 5 minutes of them just sitting and talking to each other to be like, oh, this is my power. Oh, this is my power. When I kind of wish there would have been like more, like I had to go into them discovering what their power was. Maybe not for every character, but like, cause you know, like the Invisible Girl, you know, she has a serious, you know, image issues like that. I could understand how she might have figured that out right away. Well, that and the fact that she was literally invisible. And I do get like whenever our main character was like at the concert and her senses were like super heightened and she like triggered the fire alarm or whatever, like that, you know, could have led more into like that. It was easy for her to just quote unquote easy for her to discover her power because she had they established those experiences. So like I get that, but I even still feel like going back to the establishing the main character, I even feel like that moment when she like told her friend that she could smell like garlic or something on his breath and he was like, that's 2 days ago. I feel like they could have done like little hints like that instead of like a big freak out scene. Like all those little hints that they gave us still like to shorten that would still have been like a good build up to her discovering what her power was as opposed to having that big meltdown freak out. Yeah, I mean, I feel like my thoughts are a little jumbled here in the middle, but yeah, if they had spent less time establishing her as being a rebel and more time, a little more time of them discovering what their powers are, and then you know they have like the training montage, which I expected. They always have a training montage. That's just how it goes. I feel like I would have liked it a little better if they had like spaced those things out a little more. And I also, like, I really liked how they, in between, like, all of these things happening with our main characters, they were throwing in little bits of, like, our baddie, like, escaping and, like, his plan and his plot and all that stuff. Like, I did enjoy how they layered that, so that wasn't a big deal to me. All right, here it is, the spoiler alert. So first off, January being the traitor totally called it. Like they put some pretty big clues in there. I mean the whole like whenever because the uncle is like the bad guy and whatever and he like eats the apple and he's like, it was great like for you to use the apple. And then they were like eating and she's like, here, have an apple. It's my favorite. Like, come on. And then when they were like hanging out and she was like, oh, we didn't even get to see your castle. I was like, girl, you just want to see the castle because you want to know how to get in. And sure enough, that's what she did. Also, isn't her power a little OP or like overpowered for those who don't know what OP is? Like for you to just be able to, I mean, granted, that also means that you have to like physically touch somebody and they have to be a second born royal in order for you to get any like power out of it. But like, isn't it kind of unfair that she could just take whoever's power? Like, I understand the importance and the relevance of it, and I know that it's only temporary. I just kind of wish it was more like a copying power as opposed to like a temporary stealing power. Like, I wish she could just like touch them and like get their power, but the other person doesn't like lose their power. She just also has it for like a temporary time or something. I know that they established that because, you know, whenever she steals what's his name power, I really am having a hard time remembering their names. The persuasion guy, and they like, that's the whole point, is that he doesn't have his gift and she has it, because it might cause a little, now I think about it, that would be a really interesting like two powers of persuasion. But it could also be because in the beginning, when they first just like talked about the secret society, how like everybody has a unique power and no two people have the same power, so maybe that's why it's more of a stealing power as opposed to like a copying power. I don't know, what do you guys think? Also, not really a spoiler alert, but like, what's with the main character's sister? I was just confused by the character of her sister. I wish she had like, there was more depth there. So with all of that, I kind of hope that because they left it on a cliffhanger of them going off to chase January because she managed to escape, I really hope that we get to delve into like their powers a little more and more into the characters, especially like her sister, now that her sister's the queen. I think that would be really cool. I know it seems like I said like a lot of negative things. I guess just because I probably just got my expectations like way up here, and I'm just like, yo, this is a Disney Channel original. You need to like come down a little bit. But I still enjoyed it. I still enjoyed the overall movie. I still thought it was a great concept. I thought it was really cool and really fun, and you know, it had like that, you know, it had those cheesy little moments. And I did enjoy that. I guess I just like, I think I just wanted the events to be spread out a little more, and I think it would have been like, because, you know, at least for me, I don't know about you guys, but for me, like 15-20 minutes in, they're still like talking about her being a rebel, and I'm like, okay, but when are we gonna get to the secret society stuff? You know, especially since it's only an hour and a half movie. But that's just me. I still recommend it. It's still like a fun little movie to watch, and it's only an hour and a half. If you have Disney Plus, you should totally check it out. It was a good time. Until the next video of whatever I'm going to watch. I'm not sure yet. Bye.